Entering the ring, Hulk Hogan!
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you one thing, dude. I've lifted a 500-pound giant, brother, and I've run wild with the NWO. I've carried all my little Hulkamaniacs to victory with these 24-inch pythons, dude. But I've never seen anything like the sleeper wire draft genius, brother. When God created the heavens and the earth, He created all the Hulkamaniacs, and then He created the sleeper wire draft genius. This draft kit is bigger than Yokozuna, stronger than the Hitman, craftier than Jake the Snake Brother, and more powerful than Andre the Giant, dude. So pre-order the Sleeper Wire Draft Genius now by signing up for the Sleeper Wire Patreon. Sleeper Mania is running wild, brother, and what you gonna do when the Sleeper Wire Draft Genius runs wild on you? Ooh.
I'm ready for
Welcome to the Sleeper Wire Show. I am Commissioner Steve, and with me on the show today is Commissioner Hoos and Commissioner Dirty Jobs. And you might be wondering, why are we all commissioners today? Well, I'll tell you why. Because this is a very special show about the Sleeper Wire ProAm League. Us three, and also Professor Chris, are all going to be commissioners of a league in the Sleeper Wire ProAm this year. We've got so many pros this year, we had to break it into 4 separate leagues that will all compete, and therefore we needed 4 Sleeper Wire commissioners to run these leagues. And you got the best 4 leading the show. So today on the show, we're going to do a few things. First, I'm going to tell you just a little bit about the Pro-Am, some of the basic rules and setup, also some of the exciting features that you can look forward to in this very interactive and fun season-long league. Then Hoos and Dirty Jobs are going to join me, and we are going to do a snake draft to pick our pros. Out of the pool of 20, each of us will pick 5 pros to enter our league. The rest of those spots are then open to you, the listener. So I'm going to finish the show off by telling you exactly how you, the listeners and fans, can get into these Pro-Am leagues and play against these industry professionals and show them who's who and what's what and give them the business and take them down a notch because they think they know more fantasy than you. And I don't think it's true. Okay, a couple details about the Sleeper Wire Pro-Am 2018. We are going to have 4 leagues of 12 teams. These are going to be PPR rules, and each league will have a commissioner. Myself, Professor Chris, Prophet Hoos, or Dirty Jobs. Each of these leagues will have 2 6-team divisions. We will play fantasy football through week 13, and then we will have a 3-week playoff schedule. The top 3 in record in each division will make the playoffs. The top seed in each division will get a bye week in week 14. At the end of week 16, each league will have a champion, but there will also be an overall Pro-Am champion as well. The overall winner will be the league champion with the highest score out of the 4 league champions. As I said, scoring is PPR. We'll probably have an auction style or a fab style waiver system. We'll be drafting closer to the season, probably mid to late August, once there's a preseason game or 2 out of the way. In addition to some very competitive fantasy football with our fans and listeners and the pros in each of these leagues, you're also going to get some extra fun when you play in the Pro-Am. At the discretion of your commissioner, you may enjoy some weekly type contests. Maybe you win this week, you get to rename your opponent's team and change their logo for the following week. Fun stuff like that. Little embarrassing things. We also have a league hotline, which you can call and leave trash talk voice messages, which then I'll use on the ProAm podcast, which is just a short 10, 15-minute little weekly show where we kind of run down some of the matchups, and I try to get some managers on the phone, talk to them about how they're doing in life and how they're doing in fantasy. So what other league out there that you play in has its own podcast? probably none of them. The ProAm does. There's also a possibility of some little weekly here and there prizes. A lot of this, like I said, is up to the discretion of your commissioner, but it will be fun. Lots of trash talk. I guarantee you are going to have a great time playing against pros and other listeners. You'd be very hard-pressed to find a more competitive league than the Sleeper Wire Pro-Am. All right, I'm going to grab Commissioner Hoos and Commissioner Dirty Jobs from the green room over there, and we are going to do our 2018 Pro Draft. Commissioner Hoos and Commissioner Dirty Jobs. Welcome, Commissioners. A true meeting of the minds today. How are you guys doing?
Pretty dang good. Button up this the suit and this tie, as I prepare for this draft. You
got dressed up for
be
this
ready,
one? Nice. Yeah, Dirty Jobs, I'm assuming you have at least a clip-on tie that you threw on.
What I've got is one of those T-shirts that look like a tuxedo.
Has a tuxedo printed on it? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Heck yeah. And then underneath that, I have one of those T-shirts that make you look buff. So
yeah,
the double whammy coming at you.
All right, so guys, I think we should go ahead and draft our pros. This is what we're here for. We're going to draft our pros snake style for each of our leagues here, and we're going to go in this order: Professor Chris, then Prophet Hoos, then Dirty Jobs, then me, and I guess we'll kick it off with Professor Chris with the first overall pick in the Pro-Am 2018. He takes Jake Seeley from Roto Experts.
Oh. Damn it, man. He was just in my queue.
I've been trying to trade up for this one position all week, and the guy never responded, so I'm just saying.
Man. Well, I guess I'm up. That's a great pick. Phenomenal pick.
Yeah, it was.
Great guest on the show.
Yeah.
He's all right at fantasy. He does okay. He does top 10 every year or so.
Seeley was in my league last year, and he was very quietly snarky. Like he would come at you kind of out of nowhere with a little jab, and you wouldn't even expect it. You'd be like, "Oh, Jake Seeley's still in this league, and he's talking shit to me." Okay. But no, he's a great first pick. All right, Prophet Hoos, you're on the clock.
All right, this is a difficult decision, but I think I've got to grab a guy that's a good friend of the show, has been on there. He's got a nice velvet jacket, I think, in his closet. I've seen him put it on from time to time. I've got Marcus Grant. I think I'm going to pick Marcus Grant. He's a fine selection. He's a nice friend of the show. We get some good banter on. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, give me Marcus Grant here.
All right, Marcus Grant, also in my league last year. He is a very good competitor. Excellent first pick. Dirty Jobs, you're on the clock.
Oh, man, all the good ones are taken. I have to. No, I'm just kidding. I actually look at this list, man. It's just impossible.
Phenomenal.
To pick one and just be happy. But there's a guy on here I actually have not had the pleasure of meeting, but I've always had an insane amount of respect for his fantasy advice. I've actually used it quite a few times to get me where I needed to go in victories, and that is Mr. Matt Harmon.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
All right, so both NFL. Actually, Matt Harmon's, was he over at Yahoo now, I think I saw?
Yeah, he sure is. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, congratulations to that, Matt. Yeah.
Cool. All right, so.
But really, congratulations, because you made it on the team and the league of Dirty Jobs.
Yeah.
That's way bigger.
Oh, way bigger, yeah.
All right, and as Commissioner Steve, I get the fourth and then the first and the second round. I'm going to go, my first round pick, I'm going to go with the guy from my league last year who was one of the best trash talkers. He called into the podcast. He was active on the chat board. Personal friend of the show. Actually has a show on our network. I'm taking Break from the Grind, Gio, and Jason.
Damn it.
Because
I was hoping you would fall to me.
I had a whole speech prepared for putting them on my team.
Did you? I mean,
I did.
I'll trade you if you want. You want to trade? No, seriously, you want them?
What are you looking for?
No,
What are you looking for?
I want these guys. I want these guys because they are the nucleus of a fun league. And then with my first pick in the second round, I think I'm going to go. See, I was thinking Clock Dodgers because they have a built-in rivalry with Break from the Grind. But I want to see a new rivalry this year. And so I am taking Sleeperbot. I am taking the Sleeperbot team with Nan and those guys because, they built the app. So they should be good competition.
Usually are. I mean, they've been in the Pro-Am every year. I feel like they made the playoffs every year. It's our third Pro-Am. They're always fun. They're always competitive. And they've got the best app on the market. So, I mean, Sleeperbot, how can you go wrong with picking them?
I don't think you can. 30 Jobs, your second pick. You're on the clock.
Well, a good friend of mine, somebody who I was breaking into the fantasy game with, wrote a few articles for. I'm going to pick my next guy is going to be Nate Hamilton.
Oh, I was hoping he'd fall to me as well. He's got so many guys that want on my team. That's a pretty good pick.
Well, I mean, we're not going to say any names here that we don't want on our team. I think it's like it's kind of like you're picking Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley every single time, right?
Yeah.
Like, I wanted him. Damn it, I wanted him.
Man, Nate, you're going to be on Dirty Jobs team, but just know I've still got a special place for you here in the Profit Hoots League. If you ever want to, just ditch out on them, and just kind of come over and hang out. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, you can visit, but you're part of that league now. Hoos, though, you do have a special place open. Your second round special place. Who are you filling out with?
Luckily, I've had a couple names here that I was hoping to fall to me. And this one, this really should have been a first rounder. I don't know how this guy's name is still on the board. Pat Fitzmaurice. Come on down. I mean, come on. You got to get down on this. This is going to be a competitive team. This is very competitive already. This might be a mistake picking Pat because he's another guy that's pretty accurate. He was number 2 last year in fantasy points.
Wow.
Yeah, but if anything, I mean, you're building a very competitive league. So listeners and fans, if you join the Pro-Am and there's a spot open in Hoos's league and you want to play against, I mean, that's the great thing. You get in the Pro-Am. As long as there's a spot open in a league, I don't see why we can't just let you choose, first come, first serve. If you see a group of pros that you really want to play against, Hoos is building a pretty good roster here. All right, so with Professor Chris or Commissioner Chris's second round pick, he's going with the Fantasy Takeaway podcast, which I believe he was a guest on recently. So he's become good friends with those guys. So that's a nice pick. They're a new team. They should be good and competitive. And then with his first pick in the third round, he's just sending it in here. The Fantasy Football Fellas are now part of Commissioner Chris's league.
Great picks.
It's a good pick there.
All right, Hoos, you're up. Third round. Who are you taking?
Oh, it's a difficult decision here. So many great names still on the board. I think I'm going to go with Eat Sleep, though. They got to pick Eat Sleep. They're another independent podcast. Respect what they do over there. They kick ass in the Pro-Am last year as well. We're going to continue to make this one of the most competitive leagues you can be involved in. And, you got me, you got Eat Sleep, you got Marcus Grant, and you got Pat Fitzmaurice. It's looking magnificent right now. Can't wait for you to join.
That is solid. Eat Sleep, former champions of last year, so you're building quite a group here. Dirty Jobs, who's your third one?
Okay, for my next pick, I can't believe that she is still on the board from USA Today. I'm taking Lindsay OK.
Damn it.
That rhymed.
I knew I should have taken her last round.
Nice. I saw you eyeballing her. I saw it.
A couple times.
We're keeping it very professional in this league, though. Yeah. I'm only picking the pros.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. I think you may have reached a bit on that one, but everybody's got their depth charts and their notes. If you wanted her, you had to grab her there. All right. So I've got 2 picks now. My third and my 4th rounds. I love loading up in the back on the turn here. So I am going with the team that I really don't know too much about this team, but I'm excited about their name, the Dynasty Warzone Podcast. I just love the fact that they call themselves the Warzone. So I'm down with them. They're going to be joining Sleeperbot and Break from the Grind. And then with my 4th round pick, I'm taking another bad name. The Hateful Eight will be in my league.
Ooh,
so I got the Warzone and the Hateful Eight.
This guy's put out some good stuff. So you're putting together a good league right here.
Well, I'm trying, man. I want it to be a fun, competitive, but trash talk-filled league. All right, Dirty Jobs. How you going to follow up?
Oh, there's always talent on this depth chart. I'm going with Pony Keg Sports as my next pick. I really like those guys. They've also been a group that I've listened to for a while now. Give it to me. You guys are in the league. You guys are in the competitors.
I was really hoping to have them, especially since I think they requested me because they were upset that I tried to, in my defense, I didn't know that they were listening to the show. And I forgot that they were on a mock draft with us last year where I reached, it wasn't a reach because Kareem Hunt was Kareem Hunt last year, but I took him early. It was the 5th round last year in our huge mock. We all know a 5th round was a super steal at that point. But, I try to offer them Jeremy McFadden. Not Jeremy McFadden, Darren McFadden. Why did I say Jeremy? Darren McFadden. I try to offer them Derek McFadden in our actual league that we were in for Kareem Hunt. And they just laughed and they said, hey, we know you love Kareem Hunt. So I might have to make a trade for you later. That's a good pick.
Oh, yeah. No, I like them a lot. They're, like I said, we're keeping it pro. We're keeping it 100.
Oh, yeah.
In the Dirty Jobs League.
All right, Hoos, you're up. 4th round pick.
Oh, man. And this is another guy. I don't even know if I want to pick him because if I pick this guy right here, right now.
Don't do it.
I might not make the playoffs.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're
thinking. One of the
most I can't believe he's still available.
Ever.
Yeah.
I think I have to, though. I'm excited to be playing in a league with this guy. It's going to be Justin Boone.
Yeah.
Give me Justin Boone. I got to take him here. I can't believe he fell this far.
I couldn't either.
Oh, man. But you know what? I might trade Dirty Jobs for Pony Keg later because, I do want to kick their ass, again, like I did last year. We're starting to trash talk early, so it'd be nice to have them. Maybe we'll work out something later after the show.
All right. Okay. Well, that's between commissioners. All right. So, Professor Chris, with his 4th pick, he said dealer's choice. So I don't know exactly what that means. Who do you guys want to get? Who do you guys want to give him? Let's just throw him. Okay. I'm going to make an executive decision. He gets Mitchell Renz.
All right.
Because Jake Seeley's a handsome guy. I said it on the podcast last year. No homo.
He's got the handsome guy league.
And Mitchell Renz is also, not a bad looking dude. No homo. But I want to see, it's like Brady and Garoppolo going against each other. So,
oh man,
Professor Chris, you got you got a real good looking league. We'll just put it that way. You got a good looking league.
He might have to trade Lindsay OK. Dirty Jobs might have to trade him Lindsay OK. Just to make the most best looking league ever all time.
The all Instagram league. There you go.
Yes. Yes.
So for Commissioner Chris's last pick in the draft, so he's got Jake Seeley, Fantasy Takeaway, Fantasy Football Fellas, Mitchell Renz, and his final pick will be the Superflex Podcast. Congratulations.
It's a good one.
Yes, it is.
I don't know how handsome they are over there, but it's a pretty good looking league.
Hopefully very, because if you're not, you better start getting there.
Get your facial creams ready.
Right.
Who's your is this your final? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, 4 left. My last pick, I believe, and I'm gonna go ahead and take Couch Potato GM. I'm gonna take Couch Potato GM. Good stuff over there, and glad to have them as the last guys on this league. It's certainly not least. Could have went earlier, but definitely glad to have them.
Dirty Jobs. Commissioner Dirty Jobs. That just sounds so awesome. Commissioner Dirty Jobs. Who's your final member of your league?
Well, I'm sitting there thinking we're in the back row. Why not back row fantasy? Let's get those guys on board. Don't know much about those guys yet, but we will get to know them soon, and I can't wait to meet them and whoop their little asses in some football.
All right, and that leaves me with the last but certainly not least. And if you see, my draft strategy worked out perfectly because the team I was going to take second overall fell to me in the final spot of the draft. The Ultimate Sleeper, the Clock Dodgers podcast. Another year of Clock Dodgers
you took them already.
versus... No,
I thought so too.
I talked
they were
about
off the
it.
board.
No, I talked about taking them second, my second pick, but I waited. And
you sneakerson. You talked about taking them second. You fooled us all.
So now I got them, and I got Break from the Grind. They love to fight each other. I got Dynasty Warzone, the Hateful Eight, and the Sleeper Bot to kind of play referee with all these aggressive podcasts. So my league is going to be, I feel like my league is going to be Trash Talk Central. Hoos, I think your league is going to be Metrics and Rankings Central.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Dirty
tough.
Jobs. You'll have to figure out the identity of yours. And Professor Chris is going to be, Handsome Men League.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Yeah, unless he gets traded Lindsay, okay, then just handsome, beautiful people.
All right, now you've heard the pros that you can play against. How do you get a spot in one of these Sleeper Wire ProAm leagues? Well, I'm going to tell you, there's two easy ways. The first way, make a donation to help our friend Rob defeat chronic Lyme disease. Go to GoFundMe.com/RobJR. If you make a $30 donation, you'll get an entry into the ProAm. You'll become a manager in a ProAm league. If you make a $50 donation, not only will you get into the ProAm, but you'll also get into the listener league of your choice. Now, these are extra leagues that we're doing where we're giving away signed, autographed, certified jerseys from pristineauction.com to the champions. So, if you'd like to play in two leagues with us, $50 will get you in. If you just want to play in the ProAm, just $30. If you want to play in just the Listeners League, you can do $25. Once you make that donation on the GoFundMe page, you can either take a screenshot and email it to us, sleeperwire@gmail.com, or go to sleeperwire.com, click on the ProAm 2018 button, and you'll find a form at the bottom of the page where you can enter your name, the best way to contact you, and your email or phone number. That way we can reach out to you when we get ready to start drafting and make sure you get into the league that you like and give you all the details on how to set up your draft. The other way to join the ProAm this year is a $20 pledge on our Patreon. This gets you an automatic entry into the ProAm, plus all the Patreon rewards at that pledge level. Those rewards include the Draft Genius Draft Kit, priority answers on the Mail Sack Show, early access to the Sunday Blitz during the season, and a Sleeper Wire mug, a Sleeper Wire t-shirt, and a bunch of other stuff. So that is one way. If you want to support us throughout the whole year, you make the pledge of $20 on the Patreon and you get in. So either go to the GoFundMe, make the one-time donation of $30 to play in the ProAm, or $50 if you want to play in a listener league as well, or go to the Patreon, patreon.com/sleeperwire, and become a patron and do the $20 pledge per month, and you'll get into the ProAm plus all those great patron rewards. You can reach us anytime at Twitter at Sleeper Wire Show, or on the Sleeper app at Sleeper Wire. Search for the screen name there, or on the Fantasy Life app. You can also look for the Sleeper Wire screen name on that and chat with us. That's it. I want to thank the commissioners for joining me on this grand draft day. Thank you all for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the ProAm.